and today we will continue with Chapter 8. Training. Let's start. Types of training. Skills training. This type of training is most common in organizations. The process here is fairly simple. The need for training in basic skills, such as reading, writing, computing, speaking, listening, problem solving, managing oneself, knowing how to learn, working as part of a team, leading others, is identified through assessment. Specific training objectives are set and training content is developed to meet those objectives. Refresher training. Rapid changes in technology may force companies to go in for this kind of training. By organizing short-term courses which incorporate the latest developments in a particular field, the company may keep its employees up to date and ready to take on emerging challenges. It is conducted at regular intervals by taking the help of external consultants who specialize in a particular descriptive. Cross-functional training. This involves training employees to perform operations in areas other than their assigned job. There are many approaches to cross-functional training. Job rotation can be used to provide a manager in one functional area with a broader perspective than he would otherwise have. Departments can exchange personnel for a certain period so that each employee understands how other departments are functioning. High-performing workers can act as peer trainers and help employees develop skills in another area of operation. Team training. Companies are investing heavy amounts, nowadays, in training new employees to listen to each other and to cooperate. They are using outdoor experiential training techniques to develop teamwork and team spirit among their employees, such as scaling a mountain, preparing recipes for colleagues at a restaurant, sailing through uncharted waters, crossing a jungle, etc. The training basically throws light on how members should communicate with each other, how they have to cooperate and get ahead, how they should deal with conflict situations, how they should find their way, using collective wisdom and experience to good advantage. Creativity training. Companies like Madrid Communications, Titan Industries, Wipro encourage their employees to think unconventionally, break the rules, take risks, go out of the box and devise unexpected solutions. In creativity training, trainers often focus on three things: breaking away from traditional, conventional ways of doing things, generating new ideas through consultation, interaction, switching over to new perspectives, cross-fertilization of ideas and using the right part of the brain and brainstorming. Getting a large number of ideas from a group of people in a short time often helps in generating as many ideas as possible without pausing to evaluate them. It helps in releasing ideas, overcoming inhibitions, cross-fertilizing ideas and getting away from pattern thinking. Diversity training. Diversity training aims to create better cross-cultural sensitivity with the aim of fostering more harmonious and fruitful working relationships among a firm's employees, irrespective of differences in age, race, gender, disabilities, lifestyles, culture, education, and backgrounds. Literacy training. Tutorial programs, home assignments, reading and writing exercises, simple mathematical tests, etc., are generally used in all company in-house programs meant to improve the literacy levels, such as the ability to read, write, and speak well of employees with weak reading, writing or arithmetic skills. Orientation training. In orientation training, new hires get a first-hand view of what the company stands for, how the work is carried out and how to get along with colleagues. Moving next. Designing a training program. A systematic approach. Steps involved. Assessment of training needs. Organization analysis. Task analysis. Person analysis. Identification of training objectives. Innovative. Problem solving. Regular. Organizing the training program. Responsibility for training. Shortlisting trainers and trainees. Training content and period. Implementation. Evaluation of the training program. Questionnaires. Tests. Interviews. Studies. Cost-benefit analysis. Feedback. Moving next. Identification of training and development. Training efforts must aim at meeting the requirements of the organization, long-term, and the individual employees, short-term. This involves finding answers to questions such as whether training is needed. If yes, where is it needed? Which training is needed? Once we identify training gaps within the organization, it becomes easy to design an appropriate training program. Training needs can be identified through the following types of analysis. Organizational analysis. It involves a study of the entire organization in terms of its objectives, its resources, the utilization of these resources, in order to achieve stated objectives and interaction pattern with environment. The important elements that are closely examined in this connection are: analysis of objectives. This is a study of short-term and long-term objectives and the strategies followed at various levels to meet these objectives. Resource utilization analysis. How the various organizational resources, human, physical, and financial, are put to use is the main focus of this study. The contributions of various departments are also examined by establishing efficiency indices for each unit. This is done to find out comparative labor costs, whether a unit is undermanned or overmanned. Environmental scanning. Here the economic, political, socio-cultural, and technological environment of the organization is examined. Organizational climate analysis. The climate of an organization speaks about the attitudes of members towards work, company policies, supervisors, etc. Absenteeism and turnover ratios generally reflect the prevailing employee attitudes. These can be used to find out whether training effort have improved the overall climate within the company or not. Task or role analysis. This is a detailed examination of a job, its components, its various operations and conditions under which it has to be performed. The focus here is on the roles played by an individual and the training needed to perform such roles. The whole exercise is meant to find out how the various tasks have to be performed and what kind of skills, knowledge, attitudes are needed to meet the job needs. Questionnaires, interviews, reports, tests, observation, and other methods are generally used to collect job-related information from time to time. Here the focus is on the individual in a given job. There are 3 issues to be resolved through manpower analysis. First, we try to find out whether performance is satisfactory and training is required. Second, whether the employee is capable of being trained and the specific areas in which training is needed. Finally, we need to state whether poor performers, who can improve with requisite training inputs, on the job need to be replaced by those who can do the job. Other options to training such as modifications in the job or processes should also be looked into. Personal observation, performance reviews, supervisory reports, diagnostic tests help in collecting the required information and select particular training options that try to improve the performance of individual workers. To be effective, training efforts must continuously monitor and coordinate the 3 kinds of analyses described above. An appropriate program that meets the company's objectives, task, and employee needs may then be introduced. Further, the training needs have to be prioritized so that the limited resources that are allocated to fill training gaps are put to use in a proper way. Moving next. Identify training objectives. Once training needs are identified, objectives should be set to begin meeting these needs. Innovative. Anticipating problems before they occur. Team building sessions with the departments. Problem solving. Training clerks to reduce complaints. Training supervisors in communication to reduce grievances. Regular orientation. Recurring training of trainers. Refresher courses in safety procedures. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to you by Bookstune. Like this video to encourage us. Share this video to spread the knowledge. And subscribe to this channel for latest update.